AILET is का pattern अलग है. We will discuss AILET का pattern in a while. Okay, so there is AILET pattern is separate and CLAT pattern is separate. After this, we'll do the AILET pattern. ठीक है? अच्छा, okay. Okay. Now, before I forget, we have a demo session Monday and Tuesday, 5 to 6 in the evening. So any of you are interested in preparing for the CLAT and, need some help, then, we have a demo session from 5 to 6 for legal on Monday and from 5 to 6 for English on Tuesday. ठीक है, तो Monday and Tuesday demo classes हैं. अगर कोई interested है, you think you need help with your preparation, then please, feel free to contact us. 5 to 6 legal and 5 to 6 English on Tuesday. ठीक है? Okay, चलो. Okay, चलो ठीक है, ये हो गया हमारा. Let's move on. Just a little bit of info there. Okay, then you have your DI maths. अच्छा, अब maths जो है data interpretation है. Few topics you need to be clear on that. Maths is very scoring, right? So don't go away thinking that maths is something which I have never done, I've never been good at, so I should not attempt. In fact, एक important चीज आपको हमेशा याद रखनी है. Do not leave any section. आप एग्जाम में कोई भी एक सेक्शन पूरी तरह से इग्नोर नहीं करेंगे, right? That is one thing you have to keep in mind, So even if it is the math section which you feel you are not so sure about, उसमें भी आपने कुछ ना कुछ topics अपने cover करने हैं. There should be at least, a bundle of 4 or 5 concepts which you should be good at. ताकि अगर 3 set आ रहे हैं, उन 3 set के questions में से कम 1 या 2 set आप attempt कर सको. Right? Do not leave any section, because maths में advantage ये रहता है that at least in maths you know that your mark is correct. Rest all the sections are reasoning based, passage based. तो वहां पे probability of you maybe going wrong is higher than in maths. तो maths में calculate करके आपका answer आ रहा है, अगर आपका answer one of the 4 options में से है, then it's going to be the correct answer. Right? So that is something which is important. So even a person like me, I'm really bad in maths, but I would still recommend that कुछ concepts अपने maths के हाथ में पकड़ के चलने चाहिए, right? Then you have the logical reasoning section. Again, a section with no Ayush calculator is not allowed, bacha. Your brain would be the calculator there, okay? Okay, next is when you look at the logical reasoning section. Logical reasoning section is something new. Again, कुछ basic concepts उसमें होते हैं जो कि आपके जिन basis पे आपके questions आते हैं. So you need to have a good idea about those basic concepts. And then after that, it is sheer practice, practice and practice. Logic is more about practice than anything else. Concept यहाँ पे theory नहीं होती है. Concept यहाँ पे basic idea है जो आपको समझना है. और वो समझ में भी आपको practice करके ही आएगा. So lot of times, lot of people say कि मैम मेरा आंसर नहीं निकलता, I am not able to arrive at the answer. Boss, take up that question, take your pen in your hand and understand the concept. Notes बना के, उसके notes लंबे notes नहीं, arrow बना के, flow chart बना के, दिमाग लगा के, you will have to do those concepts when you're looking at the logical reasoning section. Last is the legal reasoning section. Legal reasoning section, broad 2 टाइप के क्वेश्चंस आते हैं. कुछ आपके फेमिलियर कॉन्सेप्ट बेस्ड क्वेश्चंस होंगे और दूसरे होंगे आपके मिसलेनियस क्वेश्चंस व्हिच आर बेसिकली करंट लीगल अफेयर्स से जो निकले के आए. राइट नाउ इन द पास्ट इयर्स 2020 से जब से पेपर चेंज पैटर्न चेंज हुआ है, व्हाट वी हैव ऑब्जर्व्ड इज कि 80% close to like there are 8 odd passages in the legal section. Out of the 8 passages, about 6 odd passage come from these concepts, basic concepts. We'll just discuss them in little detail in a while. ये concept होंगे आपके, and बाकी 2 passage जो होते हैं वो miscellaneous current affairs type से आ सकते हैं, या miscellaneous ऐसे concept जो कि आप normally अपनी classes में या अपनी तैयारी में you don't come across them, right? So you have a different take on when you are doing these concept वाला questions, and you have a different take when you're doing these miscellaneous वाला questions, right? तो ये थोड़ा सा हम इसको elaborate करके हम अभी discuss करेंगे, ठीक है? So this was a basic, pattern so far as the CLAT is concerned. Arzu, Menu, you want some details on logic and maths. Okay. Maths, I am frankly not the right person to give you details on maths, but I'll give you a, a very nice tip in a bit. Just hold your horses. Okay. Acha, somebody was asking, ma'am, AILET का pattern अलग है? Yes, AILET का pattern per se बिल्कुल अलग है, पर कंटेंट जो आपको मेहनत करनी है वो सेम है क्लैट जैसी. अब पैटर्न अलग है क्योंकि AILET का क्वेश्चन अगेन you have 150 questions, 150 marks, but you have 90 minutes. मतलब यहाँ पे आपके पास 1.5 घंटा है सिर्फ अपना पूरा पेपर खत्म करने के लिए. क्लैट में आपके पास था 2 hours. Here you have 1.5 hours. It's 150 questions, 150 marks. Similar negative marking also exists. वो भी MCQ based paper था, ये भी MCQ based paper है, right? So multiple choice questions are going to be there in both the set of papers. English is about 50 marks. Current affairs, GK is about 30 marks. Logical reasoning is 70. तो अब यहाँ पे आप देखोगे जो मार्क्स डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन है वो बिल्कुल अलग है. ये लॉजिकल रीजनिंग का सेक्शन 3 सब पार्ट्स में आप देख सकते हो कि क्रिटिकल रीजनिंग इंग्लिश बेस्ड. क्लैट में बेसिकली क्रिटिकल रीजनिंग आती है इंग्लिश बेस्ड. लॉजिकल रीजनिंग में एनालिटिकल रीजनिंग भी आती है. दिस इज मोर लाइक अ मैथ्स बेस्ड रीजनिंग. एंड लीगल जो कि क्लैट में अलग है. और till last to last year. Last year is when 2021 से क्लैट AILET का पेपर पैटर्न चेंज हुआ है, तो उन्होंने लीगल को जो है लॉजिकल रीजनिंग में ही मर्ज कर दिया है, राइट? सो इट इज ऑल अ पार्ट ऑफ रीजनिंग, राइट? सो हियर you have to see that all the 3 reasonings, they together are for 70 questions and 70 marks. So agar yahan pe dekhoge, pattern is a little different. In fact, the English is also not only RC based. You will have standalone vocabulary questions. You will have standalone grammar based questions. So English is going to be slightly different. If you go to the NLU website, you will see that there is current affairs and there is general knowledge, both which is included, which means कि GK जो है यहाँ static भी आ सकती है, unlike CLAT where it is only current, right? There is no maths in the AILET paper. It was removed since 2021. 2021 का जो पेपर था तब से इनका पैटर्न जो है चेंज हुआ है. एंड सिंस द चेंज दे हैव कंप्लीटली रिमूव्ड मैथ्स. जैसे अगर आप स्लैट का पेपर भी देखोगे, सिम्बायोसिस वाला, स्लैट में भी मैथ्स नहीं आता है. अगर आप LSAT का पेपर देखोगे, LSAT में भी मैथ्स नहीं आता है. Similarly, in AILET also now they have completely taken away maths. There is no maths in the AILET paper. There's only English, GK, and logical reasoning, right? Now, if you look at the preparation wise, AILET is not very different. There would be a slight difference when you're looking at English and GK आ जाएगा थोड़ा सा यहाँ पे. But overall, जो आपकी तैयारी होती है, that remains quite the same as it is for CLAT. But yes, the paper pattern is very different. Therefore, you need to have separate mocks for AILET. तो आपके जो मॉक्स लगाते हो आप, फुल लेंथ मॉक्स जो आप प्रैक्टिस करोगे, दे हैव टू बी सेपरेट फॉर AILET, राइट? सो इफ यू आर फोकसिंग ऑन AILET ऑल्सो, देन आई वुड रेकमेंड कि आप लोग जैसे मॉक सॉल्व करते हो, ये मॉक्स आप सिर्फ क्लैट के लिए नहीं, यू शुड हैव अ good good collection of AILET mocks also. ठीक है, तो ये दोनों चीजें important है. Now this was brief backdrop of how many seats are there, Ilma? There are about 110 seats, जिसमें open without reservation seats होंगी कोई 70 के करीब NLU दिल्ली में, right? Soumya, no, that's what I was telling you, bacha. English in AILET pattern is not only about RC. RC CLAT में है. यहाँ पे जो इंग्लिश होगी, you will have standalone grammar based questions, sentence correction, para jumbles, उस टाइप के grammar based sections जो हैं वो separate standalone questions भी होंगे. So there would be RCs and there would be standalone sections also, standalone questions also. You'll have standalone vocabulary questions also, right? Which is not there in CLAT. CLAT में you don't have those. Okay. Now, okay. Now, what are the basic skills needed for the CLAT paper? CLAT paper का basic skill set जो आपसे required है वो क्या है? Reading. Especially for CLAT, the most important thing is reading, right? Without reading, you will not be able to collect you will not be able to, really, you will not really be able to go ahead and complete the paper. That is not something which is really going to happen when you're looking at the CLAT paper. So reading is something which is a skill, very, very important, because all the sections are passage based, right? All the sections are going to be passage based. So therefore, reading is a skill which you need to develop, right? So if you're somebody who's thinking that mujhe abhi CLAT ki tayari karni hai, one of the first things that you need to do is you need to start working on your reading speed. Right? That's the first thing that you need to do. Next is problem solving. Of course, these are all MCQ based papers, which means that you would be solving questions, right? Which means that whenever you are practicing, your practice has to be on the basis of solving questions, right? Do not do passive studying. I always recommend ki active studying karo, ki aise padhai karo that you're solving something day in, day out. Right? That is important. Working with options. There are distinct separate options. It's not only knowing which is the correct answer. A lot of times, in your reasoning questions, आप straight away answer point out नहीं कर सकते हो. वहां पे आपको negate करके चलना पड़ सकता है. आपको options, अच्छा ये नहीं हो सकता, ये भी नहीं हो सकता, ये भी नहीं हो सकता. That is the reason I will mark A as the correct option. Right? So here you have to learn the art of not just knowing what the correct answer is, but also arriving at the correct answer via other means. Right? So this is a skill which you derive only with practice. Right? So again, practice comes in handy. One very, very, very important thing for all of you who are at this juncture thinking that 85 days बच्चे हैं, क्या मैं CLAT कर सकती हूँ? Will I be able to do it? Do I even have a chance? You have to realize that the entire CLAT paper, apart from the GK section को आप छोड़ दो, पूरा का पूरा CLAT paper reasoning based है. The entire focus is on reasoning. It is a test to check your aptitude, right? To check whether you have the ability to process information and give the results or not. Right? Knowledge यहाँ पे टेस्ट सिर्फ आपका GK सेक्शन करता है. उसके अलावा आपका नॉलेज टेस्ट नहीं है, आपकी रीजनिंग एबिलिटी टेस्ट है. Right? So therefore, when you are looking at a paper like this, you shouldn't be disheartened by the fact that कैसे होगा? I can't do it. No. Different strokes for different folks. Why is this statement there? This statement is there because everybody has a different take when it comes to exams. Some of you might have already thought साल डेढ़ साल पहले कि boss मैंने CLAT clear करना है. And you're one of those people जो बहुत religiously every day in, day out, you have your whole plan and you have this entire strategy in front of you that this is how you're going to do. But then there are people for whom जब तक कि एकदम बोलते हैं ना कि एक पानी नाक तक नहीं आएगा, till then I'm not going to take any action. If you're one of those people also, it's the way you function, it's the way you work, and maybe till now it has worked for you and it may just work in the future as well. And because I have seen, like, in last year also, I had a student जो कि bolt join करके, she's in Nalsar now. So it's not as though it's not doable. 2 years, 2 months, it is all your individual capacity also. Sometimes, people take a 2-year course, but they don't really spend so much of time. Abhi, 2 महीने पहले उनको realize हो कि boss, I have to do something. Right? So here, again, these last 2 months, 3 months have a very, very important role to play. Right? Okay, चलो, ये तो एक बहुत general बात हो गई. Now let's come down to something a little more specific. So if you are somebody who is right now deciding that, okay, high time, I pull up my socks, let me start my preparation. Or if you're somebody who is thinking that, okay, now is the time when, maybe, just maybe, I should give CLAT a shot, right? अच्छा लग रहा है, मेरी friends भी कर रहे हैं, you've heard about it, you've seen the paper, you feel that maybe you have the aptitude for it. Till now, you were a little unsure, but अब आपके half yearlies, midterm, school के खत्म हो गए, so you're feeling कि, okay, I think maybe, I should give it a shot. तो सबसे पहले क्या करोगी? The first thing that you do is you visit the NLU consortium website. You visit the NLU Delhi official website, right? Now, this is something which is very, very, very crucial because आपको सब जगह से 50 तरह की information मिलेगी. You should know exactly what you have to look into, right? Once you have an idea as to what all is going to come in your exam, next thing that you do is you look at the CLAT paper. CLAT 22 पेपर देखोगे, AILET 22 पेपर देखोगे. ये आपका फर्स्ट बिगिनिंग स्टेप होना चाहिए. If you have not done anything till now towards your preparation, आपका पहला स्टेप होगा ये, right? You look at the paper, have a good idea as to what is expected from you from that paper, right? You have to understand that paper is available online, कहीं भी आपको मिल जाएगा CLAT 22, AILET 22 का paper. Go through the paper, see where you stand. आप जब पेपर पढ़ोगे आपको रियलाइज होगा कि आपको ये चीजें कितनी आती हैं, कितनी नहीं आती है, कितना समझ में आ रहा है, कितना नहीं समझ में आ रहा है. It's like some sort of a diagnostic test you run for yourself to check where you stand, right? Those are the first 4 things. Fifth important thing, like इससे पहले भी स्लाइड में था, रीडिंग. रीडिंग तो शुरू करनी ही करनी है. लाइक दिन का आपने आधा घंटा 1 घंटा any form of reading, whether it's a newspaper, website, book reviews, blogs, different type of readings, you have to go in for, right? That is something where you begin if you're starting from point 0, right? उसके बाद अगली चीज आप क्या करोगे? You need to have a master plan, right? A main big plan you will have as to what do you really want to do in the next 85 days. So you need to have a master plan. And when we are talking about the master plan, the first thing you do is कि भाई each section में मुझे topic concepts क्या cover करने, what is going to be the breakdown, right? अब ये आपको कहाँ से पता चलेगा कि कौन से कॉन्सेप्ट्स, कौन से टॉपिक्स हर सेक्शन में इन्वॉल्व हैं, कि मुझे लीगल में क्या करना है, मुझे लॉजिक में क्या करना है, मुझे इंग्लिश में क्या करना है. हाउ डू यू डिसाइड दिस? मुझे मैथ्स में क्या करना है, राइट? सो हियर इफ यू लुक एट दीज सेक्शंस, you need a good source. You need a good source to help you as to from where should I decide or look for these topics. This is where the role of a good mentor comes in. That mentor could be somebody, who is, who may be your senior in school, somebody who's been preparing, somebody who is already in a law school. It could be any of those, or it could be somebody like us, frankly. We offer you professional services. We can help you with these breakdowns. Somebody here, Bhumi here, was asking me, ma'am, can you give us details of the material and books? Why do you need those material and books? Because of this. When you are looking at your game plan in the next 85 days, those 5 sections which are there, उस 5 section में मुझे exactly cover क्या करना है, ये आपको to the point पता होना चाहिए. Because when you are looking at 85 days, you do not have too much time. If you do not have too much time, you cannot, look here and there and, trust sources which are not trustworthy. आपके friends आपको कुछ limited चीजें बताएंगे. YouTube और internet आपको बहुत ही limited और बहुत ही vague या बहुत ही irrelevant content दे सकता है. Right? But you need, and you don't have time, you don't have time to really shunt and hunt कि भाई मुझे यहाँ से ये पढ़ना है, वहां से वो पढ़ना है. That is why you need to have a clear source as to where do I know कि मुझे क्या क्या किस किस topic में पढ़ना पड़ेगा. That is why like Bhumi was asking about the books, we have something known as black books. ये जो हमारी black books हैं, ये क्या provide करती हैं आपको? Topic wise, concept wise, detail analysis. Right? So here important that you have your topic wise, concept wise, detailed analysis. This is something which is very, very crucial. Right? एक बार आपने अपना एक basic structure बनाया section wise कि okay, ये मुझे concepts cover करने हैं. Next step क्या involved होगा? Next step होगा एक broad framework along with timelines. Very, very important. You have to have timelines because 85 days, again, I will keep stressing on the fact only 85 days are left. So you need to have a broad framework, एक broad timeline बनाओगे कि भाई कितना time मुझे concept को देना है, कितना time मुझे फिर revision को देना है, right? Because आपने एक बार concept पढ़ लिया doesn't mean that you're going to understand that concept immediately, right? You will need to revise it. And then you'll also need time for your writing your mocks. Mocks, very, very essential. Mocks are full length test exactly on the lines of your CLAT paper, right? So 1, 2, 3, okay, all of them have to be there, right? So you have your concept, your revision, your mocks. आपने एक broad अपना टाइम टेबल बनाना है, right? And जब आप ये टाइम टेबल बनाओगे, उसके बाद क्या है? उसके बाद you set your weekly targets, right? You set your weekly targets and then check the results. ये ब्रॉड फ्रेमवर्क के बाद आपको एक्चुअली अपना वीकली टाइम, जिसको बोलते हैं ना कि मैम टाइम टेबल बनाने की जरूरत है, यस, बिना टाइम टेबल के अगले 85 डेज में क्लैट क्रैक करना इज इम्पॉसिबल. बट यस, इफ यू पुट योर हार्ट एंड सोल टू इट, इफ यू मेक अ टाइम टेबल, दैट इज व्हेन यू कैन एक्चुअली अचीव योर रिजल्ट. तो आपको अपना वीकली टारगेट सेट करना पड़ेगा एंड एट द एंड ऑफ द वीक आप चेक करोगे कि भाई जो मैंने टारगेट सेट करा था उसमें मेरा कुछ अचीवमेंट हुआ भी है या नहीं, right? So this is something which you need to start doing, whether you've been practicing for the entire year or you are starting to practice right now, both these concepts have to be there, right? Ayush, ideal timetable is going to be as per your own requirements. हर किसी का टाइम टेबल अलग होता है, बट नॉर्मली आई वुड रेकमेंड टाइम टेबल ऐसा हो जो सस्टेनेबल हो. सस्टेनेबल टाइम टेबल होना चाहिए, विच मीन्स अगर मैं सोचूं कि मैं रोज 10 से 12 घंटे क्लैट के लिए पढ़ूंगी, I make a timetable in which I have 10 to 12 hours earmarked for studying for CLAT. This is completely not sustainable, right? तो ये sustainability के लिए ये चीज करना बहुत गलत है, right? You study 6 to 7 hours in a day. कॉन्सेंट्रेट करके अगर आप 6 से 7 घंटे भी रोज पढ़ लो, दैट इज सफिशिएंट. आउट ऑफ दिस यू गिव 2 to 3 hours to your GK. रेस्ट योर 3 to 4 hours शुड बी डिवाइडेड आइडियली इनटू 2 सब्जेक्ट्स. तो आप कोई भी 2 सब्जेक्ट पकड़ो, आप लॉजिक पकड़ो, आप लीगल पकड़ो, आप इंग्लिश पकड़ो, आप मैथ्स पकड़ो, कोई भी 2 सब्जेक्ट जो है वो आप पकड़ोगे along with your GK every day. GK is going to be every day and you'll have 2 subjects which you will divide the rest of the time into. ये आपका एक sustainable timetable होता है. इसके बाद आप अपने 6 से 7 घंटे कहाँ डिवाइड कर रहे हो दिन के, that is completely your call, right? But this has to be there. And आपने weekly goal set करना है कि बॉस इस वीक में मैंने ये अचीव करना है, राइट? मैंने ये कर लिया अचीव, मेरे ये कॉन्सेप्ट्स, मेरा ये रिविजन कंप्लीट हुआ या नहीं हुआ. दिस इज समथिंग विच यू हैव टू लुक इनटू, राइट? Okay, Unnati is asking, how do I manage school with academics? Now, I know it's a difficult call, but अगर आपने CLAT को अपना ultimate target बना के चलना है, तो ये 2 महीने 3 महीने जो आपके बचे हैं, 2.5 महीने, these you have to give them to CLAT. I'm like, you have time for your boards, right? उसके बाद आपका महीना 2 महीना, you will have close to 2 months to give to your board exams. But if you think that CLAT is your ultimate aim, then you have to ensure that you stick to studying 6 to 7 hours for CLAT. If you have it in you, give it an hour to your boards. Maybe अगर आपको लग रहा है, आपको बहुत guilty conscious हो रहा है कि यार बिल्कुल नहीं boards के लिए पढ़ूंगी, ऐसा कैसे चलेगा? So, okay, fine. Give an hour to your board exams every day. Dedicatedly 1 घंटा अपने boards के लिए दोगे, but you have to give about 6 hours to your CLAT preparation. Now, that is something which is crucial. Especially if you are somebody जिसने नहीं करी है तैयारी पहले से, जिसने पहले से करी हुई है तैयारी, उसके पास ये 6 से 7 घंटे का स्ट्रेस थोड़ा सा कम हो जाता है. Obviously, that person has been putting in efforts for a long time. Let's be practical. But if you are in that boat, जिसने नहीं करी अभी तक, you've been just a little lazy or whatever, you have to put in that much of time, right? तो आपने अपने weekly target set करने हैं. बहुत 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 important बात है that you have to zero down on your sources. Here you have to zero down on your sources when it comes to GK, current affairs. You have to do it. You can't have that FOMO वाला effect कि oh God, ये तो इस source से GK पढ़ रहा है, ये तो उस source से GK पढ़ रहा है. No. You have to, decide that this is the source which I am going to use. 1, 2, 3, ये मेरे sources हैं GK के और इनसे मैंने पढ़ना है. Like newspaper is something which you will, be doing every day. GK is something, newspaper is something you would be reading every day. वो GK के लिए, English के लिए, logic के लिए, legal के लिए, हर section के लिए important है. Apart from that, what is the source? right? Now if you're somebody जिसने अभी तक जीके को इग्नोर किया था, now it is not possible obviously for you to read all the back newspapers. तो अभी आपका रोल आता है कंपेंडियम्स का, है ना? तो आपको कहीं ना कहीं से अपने एक अच्छी सोर्स, ट्रस्टवर्दी सोर्स से कंपेंडियम लेना पड़ेगा, जो कि आपको इकट्ठा, इट विल टेल यू दैट ओके दिस इज वेयर द रेलेवेंट जीके फॉर क्लैट इज यू स्टडी फ्रॉम, राइट? आई एम नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट बाइंग एनी कंपेंडियम, कि आप जाके कोई भी मैगजीन का एनुअल वो जो कंपेंडियम टाइप है खरीद लो, या किसी बिग बुक स्टोर में जाके आप खरीद लो, बिकॉज दैट इज नॉट क्लैट स्पेसिफिक. हर एंट्रेंस एग्जाम में जीके आती है, पर क्लैट जीके जो एंट्रेंस एग्जाम की है वो अलग है. Everywhere you get those one-liner questions. In CLAT, you have passage-based GK. Jahan, like they say, like somebody just wrote ki there is nothing irrelevant for CLAT, right? So aisa nahi hai that you have everything nothing irrelevant. It's rather that you have to know your sources, trusted sources, right? So you need, again, yahan pe kya chahiye? Aapko ek acha mentor chahiye. You need somebody who's good in GK, who's been doing this, helping CLAT aspirants. You need a good mentor. You need a good compendium, a good compilation of the GK, right? तो अगर आपने अभी तक GK नहीं करा है, तो आपको कुछ ऐसा monthly compilation चाहिए, या in some form, maybe a quarterly compilation chahiye. That compendium, that compilation is going to help you with your GK, right? That is something which is very, very crucial. Like we also at Clat Possible, we have something called a GK Perfect. We have a monthly compendiums. Those are very, very handy because those are specifically meant for Clat purposes. तो वहां पे जो important topics है उनको डिटेल में लिया जाएगा, जो irrelevant है उनको छोड़ा नहीं जाएगा. They would be there, right? So you need to know all those things, right? So that is something. This is your basic master plan जो आपके दिमाग में होना चाहिए when you are looking at the CLAT December. अब क्या आया आपका strategy and how do you actually conquer it, right? So when you look at the strategy, like I was telling you, आप जब अपना breakdown बनाते हो section wise, तो आपको आपका study plan भी subject wise बनाना पड़ेगा. This is very crucial, right? Now, here, what is important is that, yes, okay, a lot of people have been asking me here that do I need to attend classes now? Do I need to, have help in each and every subject? Now, that's call that you take personally. But what is recommended is that at least, when you are making that breakdown of subjects, and at that point in time, when you go through your subjects, you would realize which are the topics in which you need help. And so maybe at this point of time, you have your school going on, like Unnati was saying, ma'am, I have my school, then I have my other tuitions, I have this, I have that. Then you have to prioritize. आपको अपनी priorities अपने आप set करनी पड़ेंगी. अगर आपको लग रहा है that you want to get a good NLU, CLAT is what you are aiming for, then you have to know your priorities. Which nobody else can help you but yourself, right? तो यहाँ पे आपको अपनी priorities करनी पड़ेंगी. आपको subject wise अपना study plan बनाना पड़ेगा. तो जब आप अपना weekly plan बनाओगे, वो weekly plan random नहीं होगा कि आज मैं ये टेस्ट सॉल्व कर लिया, कल मैंने वो टेस्ट सॉल्व कर लिया. नहीं, आपका वीकली प्लान बनेगा सब्जेक्ट वाइज, टॉपिक वाइज, कि मैंने ये कवर करा. एंड व्हेन यू आर कवरिंग दोस टॉपिक्स, दे हैव टू बी कवर्ड बाय प्रैक्टिस, राइट? जिसको हम, लाइक आई मेंशन्ड अर्लियर आल्सो, कैसा प्रैक्टिस चाहिए, कैसा आपकी प्रिपरेशन होगी. दैट प्रिपरेशन हैज टू बी एक्टिव. पैसिव प्रिपरेशन नहीं चलेगी. आप सोचो कि भाई मैं ये नॉवल पढ़ ली, मैंने ये बुक पढ़ ली, अब तो मेरी आरसी की तैयारी हो गई. नहीं, दैट इज नॉट हाउ इट इज गोइंग टू वर्क, राइट? वो मैं रेकमेंड कर सकती थी आपको आज से 6 महीने पहले कि भाई 6 महीने पहले हाँ नॉवल पढ़ो, रोज नॉवल पढ़ोगे तो आपकी रीडिंग, लॉजिक, इंग्लिश सब में हेल्प होगा. बट दैट्स नॉट व्हाट इज गोइंग टू वर्क राइट नाउ. राइट नाउ इट हैज टू बी एक्टिव, राइट? राइट नाउ क्या होगा कि आप भी क्वेश्चन लगाओगे, आप कॉन्सेप्ट समझोगे, उसी टाइम आप क्वेश्चन लगाओगे. आपके पास बुक्स होंगी, आपके पास मटेरियल होगा, यू आर गोइंग टू सॉल्व दोस क्वेश्चंस, right? So you need that. That is something which is very, very essential. Every topic you finish, that is why you need to have good source. कि जब आप टॉपिक कवर कर रहे हो, आपके पास टॉपिक टेस्ट होना चाहिए. This topic test will tell you कि भाई मुझे लगा मेरे को अजम्पशन आ गया है सॉल्व करना, पर जब आपने 20 क्वेश्चंस लगाए, टॉपिक टेस्ट लगाया अजम्पशन का, तब समझ में आया कि भाई मुझे अजम्पशन समझ में आया या नहीं आया. That's something which is very, very crucial, very, very important, right? So this is something which is like, there is nothing but this that you need to do in the next 85 days. आपको पेन पेपर लेके सॉल्व करना है, पढ़ना नहीं है उसके बारे में. थियोरी इज नॉट कमिंग, राइट? लाइक सम ऑफ द ह्यूमैनिटीज स्टूडेंट्स को थियोरी पढ़ने की इतनी आदत होती है कि जाके हाँ we'll write an essay on it. No, that's not how it's going to work. It's very, very to the point, right? It's a subjective paper नहीं है ये, तो आपको प्रैक्टिस करनी है, right? Important. Next is that you solve past year questions. Now some of you might say कि मैम 2020 में क्लैट का पेपर, क्लैट का पैटर्न चेंज हुआ है, एंड 2021 में 2022 में सॉरी जो है वो एलिट का पेपर पैटर्न चेंज हुआ है, तो भाई हम पीवाई क्यों सॉल्व करें पास्ट ईयर पेपर. बट बच्चा इफ यू लुक एट द पेपर, जो क्वेश्चंस आ रहे हैं वो पैटर्न तो अभी भी सेम है. So whether it was a pre-2020 past year paper or a pre-2022 in case of AILET, the type of questions have remained the same. In CLAT there was a huge change, passage based हो गया सब कुछ. But अगर आप notice करोगे वो passage के अंदर जो questions हैं, वो questions अभी भी repeat हो रहे हैं. Like अगर आप, if you look at the legal questions, the only thing changed is that instead of having that one liner of a principle, आपको वो पूरा passage पढ़ के वो one line उससे call out करना पड़ेगा, right? You'll have to take it out from there. So that is why your past year question papers are something which are very, very important. Now, from where do you get those past year papers? Bhumi is asking me कि ma'am universal का जो CLAT का solved paper है, is it good? It's fine. I'm not saying it is bad, because end of the day आपको past year papers solve करने हैं, right? But at times I'm a little wary about some of the answers there. कुछ answers जो हैं इन publications के कई बार गड़बड़ होते हैं, तो अगर आपको खुद doubt हो रहा है answer का, तो आपको maybe check it, cross check it with other sources as well. Okay, but otherwise yes, past year question papers लगाने हैं, आप कोई भी book से आप generally लगा सकते हो, but लगाने जरूरी है. That you need to solve the past year papers. You need to solve the sample papers also. Sample papers are, issued by the university. तो 2020 में भी sample papers आए हैं, और इस साल भी अभी university NLU consortium जो है sample papers release कर रहा है. So those sample papers you should solve. And ये जो sample papers हैं, इनको आप proper exam जैसे दोगे under examination conditions. Then which is going to be true with all full length mocks, right? तो जो भी आप full length mock practice करोगे, you are going to give it under examination conditions. CLAT का पेपर है तो भैया 2 से 4 दोपहर को दोगे शांति में, no disturbance, no break. ये नहीं है कि एक सेक्शन लगाया फिर चाय पीने चले गए, कॉफी पीने चले गए, ब्रेक ले ली, इंस्टा चेक कर लिया, फिर अगला सेक्शन लगाया. नहीं, it has to be a serious 2 hours continuous effort that you put in, right? And when you are solving a mock, let's say you've just started your preparation, that doesn't mean that you wait for your syllabus to get over तभी आप mock start करोगे. नहीं, you start solving mocks right now, right? Right now is the time when you are going to start with solving your mocks. You are not going to wait कि जब मेरा syllabus खत्म हो जाएगा उसके बाद मैं I'm going to go ahead and solve my mock. That is not how it works. Right now the frequency can be less. अभी आप start कर रहे हो तो आपका frequency could be maybe something like once a week a mock. After 10 days 15 days आपका थोड़ा syllabus खत्म हो गया तो आप balance out करके उसको once a week की जगह twice a week कर दोगे, right? Then you move on further in your preparation. Somewhere around mid October, end of October से आपका 2 times से वो 3 times a week हो सकता है, right? Eventually जब आप नवंबर में आ जाते हो तो you should be solving 3 to 4 mocks in a week, right? There are people who solve 1 mock per day. अब ये वाली कैटेगरी में आपको आना है या नहीं आना है, this is a very personal choice, right? 1 week 1 mock per day, for some people it works, for some people it does not work, but a minimum of 3 to 4 mocks in a week ये तो आपको नवंबर onwards करने ही करने हैं, right? Because this end of the day जितना भी आप section wise topic wise practice कर लो, you have to get used to solving all the sections together. You have to get used to that entire pressure of examination. You have to get used to कि भाई मुझे कौन सा section कब करना है, वो भी फाइनलाइज करना होता है कि भाई पहले जीके करूं, फिर इंग्लिश करूं, फिर मैथ्स करूं, फिर लीगल करूं. क्या आपका पैटर्न रहेगा, क्या आपका ऑर्डर रहेगा ऑफ अटेम्प्टिंग द पेपर, राइट? ऑल दोस थिंग्स, स्ट्रैटेजीज, कैसे मुझे मॉक सॉल्व करना है, ऑल दोस थिंग्स आर वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. एंड वो तभी क्रिएट होती हैं जब आप खूब सारे मॉक्स प्रैक्टिस करते हो रेगुलरली, राइट? सो दैट इज समथिंग व्हिच यू डू एंड यू स्टार्ट डूइंग इट राइट नाउ. इवन इफ यू हैव नॉट डन एनी काइंड ऑफ तैयारी, अभी कोई तैयारी नहीं करी, आपको लगता है आपने कभी क्लैट के लिए देखा ही नहीं है क्या तैयारी करनी है, फिर भी आप मॉक अभी से देने शुरू करोगे. एंड दैट इज समथिंग व्हिच इज वेरी 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 इंपॉर्टेंट. ओके, नेक्स्ट, मॉक दे दिया. मॉक इसलिए नहीं दिया क्योंकि 2 घंटे की तैयारी, 2 घंटे आपने पेपर कैसा अटेम्प्ट करोगे एंड ऑल दैट, दैट्स वन थिंग. मॉक के बाद उसको एनालाइज करना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, राइट? वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू एनालाइज योर मॉक, बिकॉज दैट इज व्हेन यू हैव टू लर्न फ्रॉम योर मिस्टेक्स. यू नीड टू नो कि भाई कौन से सेक्शन में कितने मार्क्स आ रहे हैं, किस टाइप की गलतियां हो रही हैं. तो वहां पे आपको अपना एक एनालिसिस, एक मॉक रजिस्टर बना के रखना होगा जिसमें आप पूरा अपना एनालिसिस लिखोगे कि भाई दिस इज वेयर आई स्टैंड, दिस इज, यू नो, you need to track your progress. And when you are tracking your progress, that is the time is when you can increase. A lot of times अभी थोड़ा सा प्रिपरेशन शुरू कर रहे हो, उसके बाद लगेगा कि अभी स्टार्टिंग में तो 40-50 आ रहे थे, एकदम से 60-70 आने लग गए, and then you hit a plateau. Where am I going wrong? Right? Where is it that the problem lies? तो वो आपका एनालिसिस से बाहर आता है जब आप केयरफुली देखोगे कि भाई क्यों ये मैंने लिखा, क्या मैंने गलत किया. सो ऑल दैट इज व्हेन यू आर एनालाइजिंग योर मॉक एंड यू आर रियलाइजिंग योर मिस्टेक्स. एनालिसिस के भी बहुत अलग अलग टेक्निक्स होते हैं, तरीके होते हैं. That is something which as and when you start giving your mocks, we can help you out with. Like, so if any of you feel that you need help, you feel कि भाई 85 days में मुझे क्लैट की तैयारी करनी है, and you need some help from maybe person like us, we are Clat Possible, we could help you in your preparation, right? Whether it comes to study material, whether it comes to mentorship, because very very important in these 85 days, when in doubt, जहां आपको किसी भी चीज का डाउट हो रहा है, you have to reach out, right? You have to know कि you are not alone in this, राइट? आपको रीच आउट होना है, आपको हेल्प मांगनी है, आपको हेल्प अपने फ्रेंड्स से मांगनी है, सीनियर्स से मांगनी है, सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट अपने मेंटोर्स से मांगनी है, राइट? So here is where we come in, right? So we will be there. If you want to reach out, you need some help, right? Okay, now Om was asking me, ma'am, I'm in law college right now. My first semester exams are from January. So how do I manage CLAT along with the semester exams? बच्चा, बात ये है कि अगर आपको क्लैट की तैयारी करनी ही करनी है, this is something which you have to, which you really want to do, then you will have to make certain sacrifices. And the idea being that अगर आपके फर्स्ट सेमेस्टर में बहुत अच्छे मार्क्स नहीं आए, मान लो आपके फर्स्ट सेमेस्टर में बहुत अच्छे मार्क्स नहीं है बिकॉज आप क्लैट की तैयारी कर रहे थे, सो यू हैव टू वे द प्रोज एंड कॉन्स. अगर आपका क्लैट में किसी एनएलयू में हो गया, देन इट्स नॉट गोइंग टू मैटर एट ऑल कि भाई आपके फर्स्ट सेमेस्टर मार्क्स कैसे आए. The other thing, मान लो खुदा ना खास्ता आपका हुआ नहीं क्लैट में and you don't get through a good NLU, then what will happen? Then would those marks which are little lesser in your first year, will they make a difference in the grand scheme of things? कि आप जब फाइनली अल्टीमेटली 5 साल बाद लॉ करके निकल रहे हो, क्या क्योंकि आपके फर्स्ट सेमेस्टर में मार्क्स खराब आए थे, क्या आपको कोई नौकरी नहीं मिलेगी, क्या आपको कोई इंटर्नशिप नहीं मिलेगी? विल इट हैव दैट ग्रेट एन इफेक्ट? एंड ऑफ द डे लाइफ में आप जब ऐसा डिसीजन ले रहे हो कि आपने क्लैट देना है, आपने एग्जाम देना है, यू हैव टू लुक एट इट होलिस्टिकली. जब आप होलिस्टिकली देखते हो तो आप देखोगे कि बॉस, इट इज नॉट मेकिंग दैट मच ऑफ अ डिफरेंस, राइट? सो फॉर ऑल ऑफ यू हियर हु हैव बीन आस्किंग, मैम मेरे नवंबर में प्री बोर्ड्स शुरू हो रहे हैं या मेरे अभी प्री बोर्ड्स हैं, मेरे बोर्ड्स के रिजल्ट पे फर्क पड़ेगा, यू हैव टू सी दैट व्हाट इज इट दैट इज गोइंग टू मेक अ डिफरेंस इन द लॉन्ग टर्म. अभी अगर आपके प्री बोर्ड्स में मार्क्स कम आते हैं तो क्या उससे आपके पूरे के पूरे बोर्ड का रिजल्ट गड़बड़ हो जाएगा? That you will flunk or you'll get a really bad score in your boards? Or will it be that, okay, it will be a small setback, which I can make up for by studying in January and February thoroughly for my boards. But abhi agar aap CLAT ke liye nahi padhoge, then at least this opportunity is gone. Then you will have to maybe drop a year next year and do it. That's a call which you need to take, and you need to take it with your parents. Okay, that is something which is really, really important, right? Parents को अपने साथ आपने लेके चलना है इसमें. ठीक है, चलो. I hope I was of some help to you guys in this session, and I was able to clear some of your doubts, clear some queries. I have Karan here with me, who is going to, in fact, help you guys out regarding details of the courses we have, of the books and the material and the classes. All those things are going to be there, right? So he will help you out with that. And rest, if any doubt you have, I'm here. So before I sign off, Ayush is asking, is BHU better than lower NLUs? It depends on where you look at it. Why are you even thinking of that, Ayush, right now? Frankly telling you, एक बार पहले आप NLU का पेपर लिखो, CLAT लिखो, उसका रिजल्ट आ जाएगा, फिर हम बात करेंगे, right? What should be the score, Arzu? 90 plus for a good NLU. राइट, तो आपका क्लैट में 90 प्लस अगर आ जाता है तो आपका जो है डिसेंट एनएलयू में एडमिशन मिलने का चांस बन जाता है, राइट? सो दैट इज वेयर दी स्कोर्स स्टैंड. ओके, चलो देन, थैंक यू सो मच, एंड ओवर टू करण. ही विल बी हेल्पिंग यू आउट विद everything else. Okay, thank you so much everybody, and best of luck for your preparation. Take care.
All right, thank you so much, ma'am. I hope all of you can see my screen. Good afternoon, everyone. Can you see my screen? Please post yes in the chat box if you can see my screen. All right, thank you so much. So, ma'am has already given you all the details as far as CLAT, AILET is concerned. And she initially took the poll, which CLAT you are targeting. So some of you are looking forward to write CLAT, which is going to happen after 85 days in December. And some of you were in class 11 currently, and you're looking forward to write CLAT in December 2023. So I'm going to quickly give you all the details of how Clat Possible is going to help you out in your journey to achieve your goal of getting into a decent NLU. So I'll start off with the crash course program, as most of the student are the student who are looking forward to write CLAT in December this coming. So CLAT Bolt is for the student who are currently in class 12, or probably who have cleared the class 12 but have not been decided to write CLAT exam in this December, but now they have decided lately to go for CLAT and AILET. So when I say CLAT, so we'll cover all the 5-year law exams, CLAT and AILET both, right? So Bolt is ideal for the student who are in class 12, plus the student who have cleared the class 12. Bolt program, this is an extended crash course program. Classes would be 5 days a week, Monday to Friday, right? And there will be 2 hours of classes. All the material will be given to you. We'll start off with theory books, which are black books. Then after a period of time, you get practice books, which are purple books. You get access to our website, clatpossible.com, wherein you get sectional topic-wise tests. You get weekly GK updates. You get monthly important topic list. Ilma, I'll come to the batch detail and timing. Just give me 2 minutes. I'll just complete the slides for all the programs. I'll show you all the offerings, and then I'll take up all the queries. I'll give you the batch detail and everything. So in the website, you'll get sectional topic-wise test, weekly GK update, monthly important topic list, plus all India mock. Exactly on the pattern you have to write the exam in December, be it CLAT and AILET. You'll get your all India mocks where you get to know your national level rank. So every week, there'll be classes 5 days a week for 2 hours. Apart from the classes, there'll be 2 offline mocks, one for CLAT and one for AILET. So these are the offline mocks. Apart from that, we'll be having unproctored mocks as well. So proctored are the one which you'll come down at center and give. Unproctored are the one which you'll have to take online. So whether it's a proctored mock or it's an unproctored mock, you get to know your national level rank, right? how have you been performing across India, across the student who are enrolled with Clat Possible in different products. You'll get to know your national level rank, right? Based on your rank, you can get a score counseling with the faculty, where faculty gives you time one-on-one, where you can ask all your doubts. All the mock that we do mock analysis. So once you are done with your mock, you analyze all the sections: English, legal, reasoning, data interpretation, and GK. How have you been doing in the mock? How you can correct the mistakes that you have done. So all this will be part of your crash course bold program offerings. Now, this apart from this MyZone access, the website, you get access to LMS. LMS is a learning management system which Clat Possible implemented in 2020 in association with one of the biggest IT firm which is there in US in the name of Bench Prep. I'm going to talk about all the sections of Bench Prep in later slides. So this crash course is going to start on 28th or 28th of this month. Classes would be Monday to Friday, 5 days a week. Timing for classes would be 6 to 8 in the evening, right? And those who are looking forward to join for online classes, so classes which you'll attend, it gets recorded and uploaded on your account. Apart from that, LMS, which I told you, LMS, you get access to all the lessons, all the subjects and topics which you'll have to cover over a period of time. They are there in interactive format in your video section. So you can do revision a number of times through the app, right? Doubt clearing sessions, everything is included, all the material, test series. Now, fee for online bold program, the crash course program, is 30,000 rupees. For the student who are looking forward to go for offline program, fee for crash course is 40,000. 10% discount is valid for the student who are looking forward for opting online bold program. So fee would be 27 and this is valid till 30th. So if you're looking forward to join crash course, the batch is starting on 28th. There are a couple of demo classes that we are doing Monday and Tuesday, 5 to 6, so that you get to know how classes will be conducted, how class sheets will be shared. You are able to get the topics which are being taught online, right? So there are 2 demo classes, Monday and Tuesday. And then probably you can take the call if you want to go ahead and join the bold program. Offer valid for 10% is for the online program, not for the offline, right? Now, this was the program details for students who are in class 12 or 12 pass out who are looking forward to write December this year CLAT. There is no fee for demo classes. Now, then there is a program for the student who are in 11th currently and they are looking forward to write CLAT next year, December, right? So this program is a 15 months program where classes would be done in the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, right? Classes, Saturday, it's a 2-hour class. Sunday, it's a 4-hour class. Again, all the material which is required for preparation, we'll give it to you. Theory book, practice book. Every class that you attend, you get lecture sheet. You get access to Clat Possible MyZone, the website. Of course, access to LMS, the learning management system is all included. Now, this program will be in sync with your school calendar. So whenever you have pre-boards, boards, we call it an off. And in case in a 15-month program, you miss any of the classes, we do a lot of backup sessions also. So apart from the classes that you are getting in the weekend, in case if there was any problem, you have missed one or couple of classes, so we'll give you backup sessions also, right? All the material will be in hard copy. This program also is available in the offline format as well. So both the programs are available in both online and offline format, right? Classes for timing for this batch is Saturday 2 hours and Sunday 4 hours. Now, if you are looking forward to come for offline classes, this is how Clat Possible centers across India are going to look like. All the centers that Clat Possible has, we have well-stocked library where you can stay back, you can read a lot of books, you can do a lot of practice. As all the centers that Clat Possible have, we have computer lab, you can write sectional topic-wise test, you can access LMS there, you can do revision through lessons. So everything, all the classes are equipped with smart board. You are taught by a PPT. Some of the classes we take by sheet, right? So this is the actual snapshot of the classes which are happening offline at various locations of Clat Possible offline centers, right? Now, this is the learning management system which I was talking about. You get access to, so all the questions that you have, please hold them for another 5 minutes. I'll just give you the details about LMS. Then I'll share the slide, how you contact us to enroll for various courses. I'll share the slide where all the fee detail is mentioned. And after that, in case you have any confusion, I'll stay back. You post in all the queries in the Q&A section or in the chat box. I'll answer it one-on-one. That's not a problem, right? So LMS is basically the learning management system, as I told you, is everyone who's enrolling for Bolt or Disify online program, you get access to LMS. LMS may you get study plan. Now, study plan is both ways, the adaptive study plan and the basic study plan. Basic study plan will ask you to go step by step. Let's say if you have started with English, it'll ask you to do introduction to vocabulary, right? Then move to verbal ability. Verbal ability ke baad move to grammar part. So it'll ask you to go step by step. And let's say 15 days, 20 days, the people who are joined for crash course, they want to know their strength and their weakness. They want to know which section they are doing very well. There's a problem in a particular section, you need more practice. So you will switch to an adaptive plan. As soon as you'll make a switch, it'll ask you to take a diagnostic test. Based on your performance in the diagnostic test, it will give you a study plan. So there were a lot of questions in the chat box. So let's say there is a student whose name is Kapil, and there is a student whose name is Suraj. So Suraj and Kapil both have taken the test. And based on your performance in the test, let's say Suraj is very good in maths, but he has a problem in critical reasoning. So Suraj will get a lot of critical reasoning lectures, a lot of extra sheets to practice on critical reasoning. And Kapil has a problem in legal. So he'll get more questions on legal, more practice sessions on legal. So it will be something very dynamic, very unique to each and every one of you. It will not be something very generic. Now, all the lessons that you'll see, there is a screenshot of lessons. It's an interactive video which is animated. So you don't lose your concentration. Right? While watching the video, you can rate your confidence after attending a class. How have you been able to understand? So if you rate your confidence according to that, high, low, medium. You can take notes also while viewing the lectures, right? Apart from that, LMS will give you access to a lot of games. Of course, it will be an educational game. It will be based on vocabulary. It will be based on subject knowledge. Let's say you start off with a topic of legal. It will keep on asking you the question on particular topic unless and until you mark a wrong one, right? And your scores, whichever game you are playing, who's the score leader, which will get displayed on your game center dashboard, right? So if let's say one is enrolled at Lucknow and someone is enrolled in Mumbai, they can see if somebody is performing very good in Mumbai, the student who's in Lucknow will be able to see and will be able to complete across the ecosystem of Clat Possible, right? Now, this LMS app is also available on Android and iOS devices. So if you are using an Apple phone, you can download from the iOS store. And if you are using an Android phone, you can download it from the Play Store. Right? Once you activate the LMS, all the facilities which are there, which you have to log in through MyZone and connect with the LMS, is available on the app also. And app and your website will be in sync. So you are driving, you are sitting on the back seat of your dad's car, and if you are doing something, all the progress that you will be making will be in sync with the desktop, right? Now, all the faculty members who will be taking your classes, these are the faculty members. Dr. Subbi, she'll be taking your English and critical reasoning classes. Satyam sir, he takes DI classes. Abhishek, who's an NLS grad, he takes your legal classes. So these are the faculty members who will be taking classes. Neha ma'am, she has just interacted with you. Nikhil, who's an NLU Jodhpur graduate, he'll be taking your GK classes. Debajyoti, again, an NLS Bangalore 20th rank getter with Amachal Mangal Das, he'll be taking your legal classes. So these are all the faculty members who will be teaching you once you come on board with us. Now, these are all the study material. As I said, we'll give you black books, we'll give you purple books. So black book are meant for theory and purple books are meant for practice. So be it an online student or an offline student, you get all the study material in the hard copy, right? In case if you are in a city where we don't have a center, we'll send via courier to your place. Now, please take a screenshot of this slide. These are the batch details. So for the student who are looking forward to write this year's CLAT, which is going to happen in the month of December, and AILET, batch is starting on 28th. Classes would be Monday to Friday, 5 days a week for 2 hours. Timing for online classes is 6 to 8 in the evening, right? This is for the crash course, the BOLD program. Student who are in class 11th and looking forward to write December 2023 CLAT, AILET, Symbiosis, IP, Maharashtra CT, LSAT, CUET. Your batch is starting on 1st of October. Please take a screenshot of this slide so that you have the batch details with you. Now, fee, as I said, for BOLD online program, the crash course program is 30,000. For BOLD offline, it's 40,000. For 15 months online program, fee is 1,20,000. Again, as I said, there's an offer by this month end. If you are joining for any of the online program, you get 10% waiver. This offer is valid till September end. Right? Now, again, take the screenshot of this slide. Although I have shared the link for the demo class, you need to register through that link. And just like you have got the link for the session which you have attended today, you will get a reminder mail for the demo class again tomorrow. Class is 5 to 6 in the evening. Tomorrow you have legal class. It's an online demo class, Ilma. Demo class is online, timing is 5 to 6. Tomorrow and day after, again 5 to 6 English. So there are 2 demo classes which we are giving you, and 28th crash course we are going to start. Right? Now, again, this is very important. Take a screenshot of this slide because these are all the centers that we have across India. So now for the student who want to join for online program, be it crash course or 15 months Zephyr program, you have to call on the first number, which is 78518 If you are from the city where we have an offline unit operating, you know of that, so you can get in touch with us. All the centers with their contact details is also mentioned in the slide. Delhi, Lucknow, Chandigarh, Kanpur, Prayagraj, Patna, Ranchi, Dehradun, Mumbai. So take a screenshot of this slide also because you have contact details in case if you are interested for online classes. You have contact details in case if you are looking forward for offline classes. Right? Now post all your questions which you are asking in the chat box. Demo class, as I told you, is free. Ananya, yes, that's possible. You'll have to get in touch with the online number which I gave you, 78518 and they'll help you out with it. Ayushi, I hope you got the fee details. Yes, Ilma Bolt crash course is for 2 months. It'll go until December. So any crash course for AILET. So when we say CLAT, we cover all the 5-year law exams. So if you're joining for December 2020 CLAT, we are also covering AILET. So CLAT AILET is both covered in the crash course. Bhumi, LMS app is in the name of Clat Possible Online Prep. It's in the name of Clat Possible Online Prep. Search again and you'll be able to find the app. I hope most of you have registered yourself for the demo class. Yeah, what about app? Please elaborate. I'm not able to get your question. So any question which you have posted and has got unanswered, please post in the chat box. Yes, as I said, mock test is included both for CLAT and AILET. They'll be mocked twice a week, one for CLAT, one for AILET. And all the mocks you'll get, this is the offline mock. Apart from that, you'll get online also for practice. So every week there'll be two offline mock. Apart from that, there'll be online mocks as well. And whether it's an online or offline mock, you get to know your national level rank, of course. Yes, I